The summer before my sophomore year of high school, I went on my first missions trip ever with my church's youth group. We planned to be gone for about 2 weeks as we piled into a bus and road tripped from Pennsylvania to Georgia to Arizona to Colorado and finally Ohio. Our longest stop was in Arizona, where we stayed on an Indian reservation and did vacation Bible school for some of the kids. On our way there, our youth pastor prepared and challenged us to have a missions mindset and make the most of every opportunity. When we reached the reservation, each one of us was so hardcore about serving whoever we met and reaching out to those who seemed distant. Every conversation and action was carried out with this missions mindset, as none of us wanted to leave until lives were changed by Christ. I remember thinking, this is amazing. I want to live like this all the time. And then it hit me. Why don't I? You know, missions is something that we're all called to do every day, all the time. And while missions trips are amazing and can be an incredible experience, sometimes I think they give like this false impression that ministry is something that you block out a week, hop on a plane, and go somewhere else to do. And while that certainly is one way to serve, it's only one way. I felt deeply convicted after that summer mission trip. I knew that if my youth group acted the same way in our schools as we did on that trip, things would be a lot different. Not only would people unmistakably know that we're Christians, but they'd be challenged and changed by it. Jesus says in Matthew 28:19, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything that I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, even to the very end of the age." Now this verse isn't just talking to the radical Christians who go off and be missionaries in Africa. This verse is talking to you. Did you know that you're called to be a missionary? And by the way, that doesn't have to mean in Zimbabwe or some other place we can't spell. Being a missionary starts with your mindset. The most essential part of ministry is serving, which requires a heart that always considers the needs of others above your own. Look around your school, your community, your home, and try to identify the problems that you see. Every problem has an underlying need, and every need has a way to help. Brush off any feeling that screams, "You're too young to do anything," or "This is too big to fix," and pray about ways to help. Helping may simply look like visiting an elderly neighbor who may be lonely, maybe reaching out to someone who needs a friend at school, or praying for the hurting people around you and around the world. I could go on with all the different ideas and ways to help people. But you know what the bottom line is? To be a missionary, you have to be different. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to reach people, serve them, and show them the love of Christ through your everyday life. Your life is a mission. It's time for an adventure.